Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, usually I stay out of these conversations because a lot of these people in these spaces, they go in these constant cycles of dysfunction and toxicness. They don't want to see any other kind of mindset, any kind of way of thinking that's actually right, apart from, like I said, the toxic mindset and cycle that they're involved in. But I just couldn't stay away whenever I saw how this situation was handled, or mishandled rather. So there's this guy who's on Twitter by the name of Dale Richardson. This is his handle, as you can see, and he decided to ask to be invited on to one of Pearly things, live streams, one of her lives, whatever it is. They were talking about marriage, as they often do. I'll never understand all of these unmarried individuals who seem very hurt, very disturbed, very sick in the head, who always have these very extreme ideas, giving advice to people on how to get married. Like, I always thought that was the craziest thing. But she asked this man, do you think that marriage is a bad deal for men in 2024? Do you think that I'm a feminist for having that view? That's what she asked him, and you'll see that in the video. So I didn't take any words out of context. I didn't put any words in her mouth. That's what she asked this man. Now, I feel like, once again, I've said this before, all these people are on two sides of the extreme of an argument, and anything that is on one or the other side of an extreme is very ungodly, and I feel like this situation really did nail that home unless you just were not paying attention. I've said before, yes, there are some things that are stacked against everybody. Let's be honest about that. Although to say one has it absolutely worse and the other one completely doesn't is absolutely absurd. And it is not true at all. We've talked about this before, making generalized statements, stereotypical statements that are to the extreme. They're not true, they're ridiculous. And a lot of times these things boil down to perspective. Yes, I understand that some people have been through some things, but as I've also said before, the moment we allow what we've been through, the few examples of bad people we've come in contact with, the people who we chose to be involved with, who did not treat us right, allow us to shape our reality in this crazy, like I said, extreme and untrue way, we've lost. We've lost real bad. Unfortunately, that's something that I've noticed a lot with people like her. But anyways, these kind of conversations, these kind of questions are not going to be resolved with a simple yes or no. Somebody's going to have to talk about this stuff for real. They're going to have to break it down. They're going to have to look into it. There's going to have to be a deep conversation that is going to have to be had. Not everybody just agreeing with the same, like I said, toxic cycles and mentalities that they have been all this time. Which is what he was trying to do. He was trying to explain and break some stuff down before he gave her, like I said, just a simple answer that clearly she wanted, instead of an actual explanation or to hear the actual thoughts of another person. I've told y'all before, these people, they don't want things to be different. They just want people to go with the flow and agree with everything that comes out of their mouth instead of present a different perspective or an actual solution. But the way that he explained marriage and how it should be done in a godly and biblical way, because it's made by God, once again, if you're not having God involved in it somewhere, why in the world are you upset that it's going haywire? People want to have relationships and are wondering why things don't work. Well, maybe if you would do it the right way, I'm just saying. But like I said, the way he described marriage, the way it was supposed to be described, make no mistake, the way it's supposed to be done, it was absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to say that much. This is a clip of them talking. This is a clip of her inviting him on to the live, whatever it was. This is him describing, like I said, marriage, the way it's supposed to be described and thought of and done. And her response, basically, to what he had to say.
Hello, Dale.
Hello, Pearly. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
All right. So, am I a feminist because I say objectively marriage is a bad deal for men in 2024?
Okay, I'm gonna define marriage before I get to the feminist part.
Okay.
And so, being a Christian, I define marriage as between a man and a woman, and that a husband and wife have defined roles. And a husband is called to love his wife like Christ loved the church, and to lead by example, by self-sacrifice, even if it's down to the cost of his life. He has to provide that safe and secure environment for that woman, and they are designed to work together. And the woman is supposed to then provide the needs of the husband. And when they work together, they restore the image of God on the earth, because it is to demonstrate the relationship between Christ and his Father in a way that makes sense to human beings. And they're supposed to be united and to be one flesh. And so, absolutely, that is with the right person who has the right character. It is definitely the most beneficial thing that any man can do, because the whole of the man and the woman working together will be greater than the sum of its parts. It's impossible for a man
Right, but I'm not
to
I'm
be.
not I'm not talking about like
No, just hold on, hold on.
no, you don't get to this isn't how
Okay,
that
go ahead,
works.
go
This
ahead,
doesn't
go ahead,
just
continue.
kick him, just kick
Go
him.
ahead,
Just kick him. We'll
go
go to the
ahead.
next one. I don't like people talking back to me on my own show. Look at I put in a lot of work to this. See this? See this? This isn't your monologue. I'm showing you guys, not, he can come back on the next show, but I'm showing you guys my rules for coming on. No, this is not. You get to come on here and do as long of a monologue as you want. And Pearl doesn't get to interrupt you on your own show. If you're talking, if you're going to random, no, you don't get to hold. You can do that on your channel. If I meet you on the street, I'll be polite, But here, it's super simple. I give these easy rules. It's so easy. Okay. I'm going to go through them again. And I think they're reasonable. 1, you don't get to come on and pick your topic. 2. No over talking me. It's my show. No over talking me. All right. 3. I forgot the other. I need to write these down. Okay. No.
And turn your cameras on.
Oh, turn your cameras on. And 4. Oh yeah, don't back talk. It's just like, who do you guys think you are? Go on your own channel. Go. Okay. Thank you. We'll go to the next one.
So first of all, let me address this. Once again, her asking the question, did that make her a feminist because she felt like men had a bad deal when it came to marriage in 2024 was irrelevant anyways, because once again, if you're on one or the other side of the spectrum, you're no better. The feminists are out here saying, oh, all men are bad. They're the reason why everything in the world is going wrong. We're the only ones that have it hard. They all have it easy. And then people like Pearl and her ilk are all saying, oh, women are all bad. They all have it easy. We all have it hard. They are what's wrong with the world. They are the reason why everything is bad. On both sides, it's nothing but a pity party and a reluctance to accept their own accountability for what they've done, for what they've chose to do. Like I said, if you're on one or the other side of the extreme spectrum, you're no better than the other side. Second, all of the rules that she claimed she had told everybody before, he didn't break any of those rules, or at least it didn't seem like it to me. He came on there, he was respectful. She said stay on topic. He never once diverted from the topic. The topic was, did he think that men had a bad deal in marriage in 2024? All he did was explain what marriage was first, then said if they do it the right way, if they follow these biblical godly principles and they actually get somebody, a woman who has good character and morals, it could be the best thing that has ever happened to that man. And quite actually, that's biblical. Didn't the Bible say a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord? I don't know how much better it could really get than that. Third, she interrupted him first. Notice the moment he didn't agree with her, which again is something I'm noticing as a familiar pattern with this one. The moment he didn't agree with her and just say, yeah, I think it's crappy that men have, a bad deal in marriage, however she phrased it in 2024. The moment he refused to agree with her and actually had biblical proof and references, she had a whole attitude. She was the one who interrupted him first, and I'm trying to wrap my head around how she's going to say, don't come onto my channel and try to talk back to me. First of all, he's not a child. He's a grown man. And second of all, wasn't she the poster child for women respecting men? women being submissive to men. I get that that's her show, but that wasn't very respectful or submissive to not only interrupt him while he was explaining a question that she asked him, but also treat him like a child, essentially. And once again, like this tweet mentioned, notice how she looked at him when he explained himself and disagreed with her. And not just because he disagreed with her, and I feel like the reason she brought him on there was because she thought he was going to agree with her, but also the way she looked at him when he mentioned God. When he mentioned men being the head of the household, along with loving women, their wife, like how Christ loved the church, which is a lot of love in case y'all didn't realize, and being able to act out his duties that God put him on this earth to do, even if it meant giving up his own life. Because in her messed up, screwed up mind, she can't envision a world where men actually do love women and want to be with and marry women and love them the way Christ loved the church. She envisions a world where all people do is misjudge all women by the few examples of women they keep looking at, they keep choosing to be involved with, talking about how women are all unmarriageable, which, like I've said before, could not be further from the truth. There is something I even dare say demonic about how she responded to that man. She was so ready to get him off of that live stream that it was ridiculous. It was questionable. I've told y'all before, some of these people who are on these podcasts, these YouTube shows, whatever they are, these little internet personalities, they are full of the devil. They are out to accomplish the devil's work. They are agents of Satan, and they are sent to divide people and keep them that way. They are sent to divide men and women and keep them that way. I've also said before, some of these people, they don't want solutions. Like this tweet mentions, they don't want to be told the truth, that not all women are out here just giving themselves away, if you will, whoring themselves out. Yes, there are still women who are virgins that live in America, that are American, that were born in America. You don't have to stay lonely, frustrated, and angry. You don't have to let your trauma trick you into believing that there are no good women in this world. You don't have to let these people on the internet reshape your reality into something crazy or extreme. You can have a happy relationship with a woman, a marriage even, contrary to popular American belief. Although it's not going to happen with you staying on the internet looking at people who are constantly shoving negative examples in your faces, negativity in your faces, dysfunction in your faces. It's going to start with you taking accountability for whatever you did wrong first, then going out there being a better person, not just for other people, but for yourself as well. Having some kind of godliness about yourself first so you can attract a godly person. That's where it starts. But she doesn't want people to know that truth. She doesn't want people to know those truths, because then she would no longer have a niche to monetize off of. She would no longer have a demographic of individuals who want to stay in this spot of self-pity, lack of accountability, and dysfunction, like I've said many times before, who keep coming back to her channel, feeding them more of what they've already been caught up listening to over and over and over again. I'm gonna say this again. It was never about building healthy relationships with these people like Just Pearly things and the individuals of her ilk. It was never about helping people get into marriages. It was about the monetization, the capitalization of it all. It was about what went viral. It's about knowing that people like mess, toxicness, and dysfunction, and knowing how to weaponize it along with people's insecurities and their problems, and keep people, once again, in that cycle of doing so. The saints used to say the devil be on his job for real, and he has people on the payroll as well. I just added that extra last part. The only thing I have else to say about that is people need to be vigilant and wise with who they give their time to, who they listen to, who they open themselves up to. I've always promoted godly wisdom over this secular garbage that's been shoved in our faces for quite some time now. But it's up to the individual who decides to listen to whatever they decide to listen to. Whatever you decide to do, whatever advice you decide to take, it's only your destiny. It's only your future. You just keep that in mind. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about all of this down in the comments below. Respectfully, don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.